Hi, everybody. You're live here tonight with
Woo!
She Writes. We are talking about our next book. It is coming next month, September 27th. Women in Finance. It's part of our BAUW series, Becoming an Unstoppable Woman. And it's not just people who are in finance, it is to teach all you women out there what to do with your money, how to do it, how to make the right decisions. You know how to make the money. Now, what do you do with it, right? So, we're all here to help you through that process. My name's Heather. I own a financial services business in Tampa, Florida. And my chapter is called Building Your Legacy. And it's really to teach you women out there to stop putting your financial future on the back burner, stop putting your needs behind everybody else's, and start really planning out your future and building that generational wealth for your kids and your family. So next, we're going to kick it off to Julie. She's another amazing author in our book. Julie, tell us a little bit about your chapter and what you do.
Hi, my name is Julie Ramirez. My husband and I own a brokerage out here in Tampa, Florida, and we're a husband and wife team. And I decided to write my chapter. It's called After the Ashes, and it talks about what happened after my mom and dad passed away and why it's so important to have things buttoned down and why it's so important. As to why we do this business and help people not go through what we did.
Yes, and it is. That estate planning is so important, and people sometimes forget about it and think it's only for wealthy people, and it's not. It's for everybody to protect your families. Nicole, why don't you tell us a little bit about your chapter?
Hello, everybody. I'm Nicole Curtis. I'm part of the She Rises Studios team, aka Crazy Chicken Lady. You may know me by. My chapter in the book, Becoming an Unstoppable Woman in Finance, is called How to Heal Your Money Wounds.
We all have that.
Woo, doggy. And I can literally say that I ugly cried quite a bit writing this chapter. I dug very, very deep because the whole point of the book, The Becoming an Unstoppable Woman in Finance, the whole reason why all of us co-authors came together for the mission to serve and to help women in their finances, whether it's your money mindset, whether if it's how to capitalize, how, wanting to have another income stream, or just you're struggling and you just want someone in your corner. We are the women that are going to be in your corner. And so this chapter that I wrote, this book that we're all a part of with that mission, really it's how to heal your money wounds. I came from growing up with a home that didn't have a lot of money. And in all honesty, we had to hunt and fish for food. Just, being my authentic real self. I love being the outdoors. And I think it's one of the reasons why is because of how much it blessed our family. And, but yeah, there was a lot of arguments. There was a lot of bickering. Every conversation in our household, money was in it. And there's just a lot of things that I've learned throughout my journey in life that I have had to do to help heal my money wounds. I love my parents to death. Mom and Dad, I love you. I love them to death, but there's things that I had to do as a woman for myself to really help heal that. And so, yeah, this is going to be awesome. Hi, Laura Lee. How are you, beautiful? Woo! Laura Lee in the house.
So true, Nicole. I was speaking to a woman in England last week, and we were having this very conversation about just the money wounds and understanding that, even through generations, it just flows through all of these misconceptions and negative, energy and emotions. So it's so true. And hi, Miss Laura Lee, coming to us from Canada. How are you? I'm so glad you got on. Miss Laura Lee, can you tell everyone a little bit about you and tell us your name of your chapter and a little snippet trailer about your chapter? Oh, I can't hear you. Unmute yourself, sweetie.
There you go.
The granny here will learn this stuff a little bit more carefully.
Oh, no, you're good.
Hello. I'm Laura Lee from New Brunswick, Canada, and I've just met some of these beautiful ladies just a few months ago, but it seems like we've been friends forever. We've all bonded so well. It's just wonderful, and I'm so excited to be in another finance book. I've had the pleasure for almost 25 years to work in financial planning, go retirement planning, especially for people, and protecting their assets. So I loved what Julie was just talking about. It is so important. There's so many aspects that this financial book is going to talk about. And
Yeah.
a little bit that I put in, I really feel I have a calling to teach financial literacy and goal setting.
Mhm.
And of course, we all know it starts with mindset, but to show people how quickly and easily it is to be financially secure if they just start with a little bit of education and start just putting a little bit away and investing it. I used to think that there'd never be a hope in, you know what, of me ever having any amount of assets whatsoever, because this little girl grew up in a household with 12 children, and I'm one of the oldest. I'm
Wow.
a baby boomer
Wow.
generation, and Nicole talks about having to look for food. We could tell a lot of stories about that, but we didn't even have running water in the house till I was 9.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm a pioneer. And
Well, you're a survivor. You can survive out there. That's the truth.
Laura Lee, what's your chapter called?
I
Yeah.
believe it's called how to make money easy.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice.
And how do you
Love
teach
that.
people how to make money easy?
Well, they have to learn some basic things, very easy. I want things to be easy. And what I did was just showing them some graphs
Mhm.
about if they put a little bit of money away and invested. And I only did 9%. A lot of these
Mhm.
gurus do 12%. And it's foolish because,
9% safe. Yes, it's safe.
9% safe. Yeah.
yeah. So I didn't do it extravagant, but I showed people even starting at age 20. And I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
there's other stats, like if you get invested in in an individual company or
Mhm.
in a mutual fund type thing. In Canada, we do a lot of mutual funds to get people
Mhm.
started. You
Yeah.
have to have a certain amount of money before you can get into the stock market itself, individually stocks. For us, you guys can do it in the States a lot more, but us Canadians are a little bit more conservative. So, in fact, you can't even get a brokerage account unless you have $250,000 to invest. And I really
Mhm.
wanted to help a certain market out to show them that the average person, if once we get it in our brains that we are in control of our money and it's a spending account and we get to choose how we're going to spend our money.
Right.
And uh, it's I for a lot of years I was told, spend below your means
Mhm.
and live within that. And I've been an entrepreneur all of my life, that I like people to think about making other sources of money. And we
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
need to learn how to make money work for us.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think a
We
lot of
have
Well,
us
a
are
that's one of the reasons why you're in this book, Laura
yeah,
Lee.
multiple streams of income, and how do we make our money grow? How do we make our money do things while we're sleeping?
ah,
How do we, to learn how to pass that on, learn how to prepare our children? How do we build that generational wealth? You're going to find a multitude of answers to a lot of those questions, and you're going to see it from so many different perspectives and so many different backgrounds. You
Just
know,
a, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
no, good.
go ahead, Julie.
Just to tag a little bit on what she said. I mean, it's just I think people think that it's this big secret, solution or something. And when you actually dig down to it, people find out they can do do this, like starting $25 a month could even do for a child for
Yeah.
generational wealth. They just, even I was like, what is this? There must be some secret out there. And it isn't. It's just financial literacy that these kids are missing out on.
Mhm.
And adults just have not, they're so busy trying to keep up with the Joneses. They're not able to really focus in on these little small tasks and goals.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like you
Mhm.
said, even building that for your kids and even putting little bits of money aside, like Laura Lee said, sometimes people have to put big monies, but when you can start young, or just start wise and understand what to do, you can do it with little bits of money to start with. And
Mhm.
then as that grows, have more of an ability. So I think like you had it, the nail right on the head when you just said it's financial literacy. That's the problem. That's what we're hoping to accomplish with this book, or give everybody some literacy, some some knowledge that they can then go out there and tackle the world with. So it is coming out September 27th. We are
Mhm.
heading with the ebook first, of course, to Amazon, and a week later we will be out with paperback. So, and then before you know it, it will be everywhere, of course, that all of our other books go. So we will go from Amazon to Barnes and Noble to Target to Walmart to Walgreens. We'll be sending it out in 13 languages and in 13 different countries, because that is what we do every single time, and we're not going to stop.
It's
We're
all about the global reach, right?
exactly,
We're
Nicole.
we're changing women's lives one woman at a time, but
Mm,
also we're doing it one state, one country at a time.
yes.
And it's so powerful to just be part of such an amazing book project with so many incredible, beautiful women, Laura Lee and Julie, Heather, as well as all the other co-authors, and just being able to just serve and put all of our knowledge and information and our passion and our mission into just wanting to help women, and especially in today's economy, in today's world. There's a lot of fear and frustration and heartbreak and just job, there's just so much that with this book it offers an opportunity for not just when you read it that you feel seen and heard and valued, but you have a collaborative piece, a collaborative community coming beside you that is providing the words, the value, the tips, the strategies, the methods that when you get done reading this book,
Mhm.
your life is going to be forever changed, because you're going to learn something, know something, come across something that you've never known before, and you can never go back. And
Right.
that's powerful. So,
Yeah.
yes, like Heather said, it's dropping September 27. We're going to do the Amazon bestseller campaign and New York Times. And we're just so very excited and honored to do this. And so if you are a woman watching this and you have ever thought about being an author, or have thought about doing a collaborative piece, if you too believe that collaboration over competition is the main squeeze, the main thing, that's what we stand for here at She Rises Studios. It's She Rises, She Leads, She Lives, and it's collaboration over competition, always, ever, forever.
Mhm.
It's not changing. So if you want to be part of a book project, we have quite a bit of them.
Yes, coming up.
And
There's some
there's just so many of them. We have Me Too, but Never Again. We have Dream Big, Do Bigger, Becoming an Unstoppable Woman in Health and Wellness. There's so many different book projects, but the idea is if you're interested or have thought about being an author, feel free to reach out to myself. Feel free to reach out to Heather. Feel free to reach out to She Rises Studios. We're on Facebook, Instagram. Just send us a message.
Yeah.
But also, if you just need someone to be in your corner, if you just need to hear some uplifting, inspiring words, you can reach out to the co-authors, Julie or Laura Lee, as well as the She Rises Studios team, because
Yes.
we're also here to empower you, inspire you, lift you up,
So true.
love on you, support you in any way that we can. So I just wanted to drop that in there because it's so important, because community network is valuable. It's important. And we would love to invite you into our community.
Yeah. We're all here to help. We all have a good heart. That's why we do this. That's why we do these books. That's why we are giving you all of our knowledge and anything that we can. I know a lot of us put a lot of thought and a lot of work into these chapters to make sure that we are hitting pain points that we knew women are facing out there when it comes to finances. And for so many years and for so long, we weren't allowed to have a voice or opinion about the money coming in. And even now, so many of us are equal breadwinners or main breadwinners, and we're still not taking that active control role of our finances. And that's definitely something we need to do because anything can happen. Like Julie said, you can be in a position, and if you're not aware of what your finances even are, it's going to be very hard to survive it. But if you can take some simple steps that you're going to find in this book and prepare yourself to be in a good position and prepared for those, incidents where things don't go exactly right, because that is life, right? And be ready
Mhm.
for that. And then also understand how to grow your money, like Miss Orly was explaining, how to expand that reach. And like Nicole said, it's totally possible. It's just understanding, that maybe the preconceptions you have were just, negative money thoughts, and to let those go and focus on what is possible instead of what's not possible or what could go wrong.
Mhm.
And
So
I just to add a little bit, I mean, I know in my chapter it was really hard for me to put the entire experience out and lay it out for me. Like, it was
1,500 words.
yeah, 100 words, it was a lot of emotional stuff. But my hope is that somebody reads it, because in our culture, women aren't really in control of their finances. They leave it to the husband, and I want to make sure that people are talking about these kinds of things. What happens if you were to pass away? What happens to your kids? What happens? All of these things that come up, that I detail in the chapter. So I'm
Those
hoping that,
hard conversations.
yes,
Those
yeah,
honest conversations that are hard to have.
Mhm.
mhm,
Mhm.
And
honest
it's
conversations, but also I want people to be able to relate, because I never in a million years thought that this was going to happen to me. I thought we'd win the lottery over and over again, before I thought this would happen.
Yep.
yeah,
Oh, I love it.
some type of laugh just smacks you right in the face.
Yeah.
You gotta figure it out.
I have a couple little secrets.
Oh, you got secrets, Lorelei? Don't give away too much of your book now.
No, this isn't even in the book.
Oh, good. She's got extra secrets.
Yes.
All right.
One of the things that helped me very much was doing automation, automatically having money taken out of the bank account when the check went in, take it out right away. And let me tell you, the very first time we did it was $100, and this was back in the 80s. And I thought, there's no way we could do $100 a month to put away. That is just too much. That's just a stretch. Like, no, no, no. Well, of course I laugh about it now, but at first it was because it was different. But the automation really took the willpower. Um, we had the desire to want to save on taxes and do really good things, for ourselves, but it was still scary because it was different. So for
Yeah.
me, the automation of some things, especially that, it was just amazing. And I think how I first saw about doing it, my husband and I used to both smoke. Right?
Oh,
Bad habit. We
Miss
needed a
Laura
new
Lee.
we needed a new vehicle. And we thought, where are we going to get the money from?
Yeah.
We both quit smoking. I used to smoke a pack a day. He smoked 2. Cigarettes went crazy in Canada. They were $8 and something a pack. Now, I know that they're a lot more now, but this was a long time ago. And so what I did was, for a year, I just took the money that he smoked on cigarettes and put it into a bank account for him. Back when they used to carry around passbooks, they don't do that anymore. But anyway, every week I would give it to him, and I would put the money in, because then you had to go get the check and cash it and put it in the bank, not like nowadays. So I would do that, and I would put the money in this bank account, and he would carry it around in his shirt pocket. So every time he wanted a cigarette,
You would
he'd
look at that money.
get out and look at it.
Mm,
We were wasting it. Like
Yeah.
we did not. We were spending that
Yeah.
money before. Now, grant you, the 150 that I spent a month, that helped ease the bills for other things. Now, let me
Yeah.
tell you, it was not easy quitting smoking.
No, it's not.
Especially two of us together. But we knew that we needed another vehicle, and where were we going to get the money? We knew we had to make changes. We didn't we didn't go into it with the best mindset because it should have been for health.
Mhm.
But anyway, those are a couple of secrets that
Yeah, it is. And you know, I do that sometimes with clients. They'll be like, "Oh, I don't have any money to invest." And I'll be like, "Okay,
Mhm.
let's spend a month." Julie probably does this too. I
Mhm.
want you to track everything you spend on in a month. And when I meet them with them a month later, and there's tons of McDonald's and Starbucks and everything else, it really starts to help them evaluate, like, oh my gosh, like if I just cut this and this and this out, I would have an extra $350 a month to build. And then when I can show them with that $350 a month, like you said, at that conservative 9% will build
Mhm.
them. I'm like, all that money you just spent at McDonald's, you could have invested in their stock and actually made money off of McDonald's instead of you spending your money at McDonald's.
Yeah.
But you choose.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that like we sit down with them. I sit down with a lot of single moms too, and it's that emotional part of this, trying to find out what's the emotion tied to their spending. But I know, just like you, Heather, when we sit down with them, they get excited because we allocate and plan for Christmas, and we call it Cash Christmas. And you know, they put money aside so it's not stressful and they're not slamming it on their credit card, and
Mhm.
it really is a fun time of the year.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that I'm sure
I know we could do a whole segment on budgeting, but I do try to make it eye-opening. But then, like, that's a great idea for you with the cash for Christmas, like making it fun. Like, okay, this is going to relieve a stress level for me.
Yep.
And then sometimes it's really just that simple, just making some little tweaks and changes. And again, taking the active role and taking control over your finances is literally going to help you sleep better at night. So I really hope reading this book doesn't put you to sleep at night. I hope you sleep at night in a good way, because I know it really did change when I really started making some real changes in my financial and taking control over my money. You feel like it's attainable, right?
Mhm.
Once you can feel like you're working towards a goal that is attainable, you literally will sleep better at night, because you are honestly losing sleep, stressing over all the extra little things that you feel like you're not getting accomplished and not getting done. But if you have a plan and you can stick to it, you definitely will relieve a great deal of stress, not just in sleep, but overall in your body, because financial instability definitely affects us on many levels, for sure.
So
Look
true.
for that in health and wellness. We'll address that in January.
I
Yeah,
love it, Julie. The first time we started to put a little bit of money away, we did exactly that. Like we did money put away out of my husband's paycheck, so that at the end of the year in November, we got a Canada Savings Bond, and we used that for Christmas. And as time went along, all of a sudden, I learned that I didn't have to cash that in. I had another little stash of money, and then all of a sudden I had $8,000 in Canada Savings Bonds there.
There you go.
And automation is the key, like she said. I mean, it's out of sight, out of mind. And we just go through and we try to figure that out. And trust me, when they see, okay, at the end of the year, I can have my 401k, my IRA maxed out, I can have Christmas, cash Christmas, and I just needed to tweak this little bit, they get excited
You
about
can
it. They
still
get
have
excited.
Starbucks every once in a while, just not every
Yes.
morning.
But then they end up hating it. They're like, oh, I could be using this money for something else, you know, like I can't spend $7 on a coffee. You know.
Yeah. I love that you called it fun money at Christmas time. But what I've learned over time is to do that, to allocate a little bit of money for fun money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I used to, years ago, with my husband and I, just before we stopped smoking, I would get so upset come payday. It's like, I used to get so excited about payday, and then you'd blow it all on the, that night type thing on almost everything. And then I learned, I was like, why am I excited about payday? Payday comes and all the money's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we had systems.
Yeah.
Yes, and get the kids involved. So that's in my chapter too, about how to get the kids involved. So make a competition, who can save the most, who can do the most chores to earn the most money. Even like when it comes to vacation, like pick a family vacation that everybody wants to go on, and then make that a goal of how, okay, we've got to save this amount of money. How are we going to do that? Because then, they're not asking for, McDonald's stops as much either. I'm beating up McDonald's and Starbucks. I'm sorry. I'm just
McDonald's
using
and Starbucks are everywhere.
But it does, like, they're like, oh, wait a minute, but we're gonna go to that vacation, so I'm not gonna ask mom for that extra money, and they become part of the theme. And even just having like competitions, sometimes my girls will compete for like folding laundry or vacuuming because they know they're gonna get money into their green light account. So they're like, no, I'll do it. Otherwise it's like nothing, right?
Yeah, I got teenagers. Yeah.
A portion of my daughter's wages
Not working.
They work, and whatever little money they make, my husband makes sure that it gets allocated to their investment accounts. So they are learning.
Wow. I'm so impressed when I see younger people do the things that I didn't learn to do till I was probably 30 some.
Right.
And people don't realize, like, and I am proud of the fact that we've been able to start them early and be able to do, create a generational wealth plan for them. Just with a little bit, you don't even have to have a lot of money. But the difference between when I started saving with my 17-year-old to the difference of my 7-year-old, I mean, it makes a huge difference because you've got time on your.
It does. And you can find any of us on Facebook and Instagram as well. I know Julie is really good about putting up tips and tricks all the time about how to save and how to manage on her social media. I do as well. I'm sure Miss Laura Lee does. And it's just
gonna start.
You better start. And so it is the little things sometimes that really start to add up. It doesn't always have to be so overwhelming or so challenging, and so I really hope this book, Becoming an Unstoppable Woman in Finance, you just understand that it's not about being a woman in finance, although that's great too. We're all there and have fun with it, but it is about becoming unstoppable with your finances, understanding how to take control of your finances, where to allocate your finances, how to rearrange your finances, how to be prepared for, estate planning and building generational wealth. And so you're going to get tips and tricks and little nuggets from all of us, and all of our different journeys have been different, and all of our different paths are different. So getting those, 30 different perspectives all in one book where you can pick and choose what works for you, your family, and your goals. And then for sure, of course, in the book, each one of our chapters will have our contact information. So if there's something you hear that we say that resonates, or you have more questions, that contact information is there. So you can contact us and ask us more questions. Like Nicole, we're here to support you.
I love it. So
All
September
right.
27, Becoming an Unstoppable Woman is releasing. You're going to want to get
Women in Finance.
You're
Woohoo!
going to want to get your copy.
Yes. Get your copy on Amazon, September 27th, Becoming an Unstoppable Woman in Finance. Thank you, ladies, for taking time out of your evening, jumping on,
Ladies,
giving
you're
some
awesome.
little snippets and sneak peeks for our next book coming out. Thank you so much, ladies. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're watching the replay, put something in the comments. Let us know you saw this and what your thoughts are. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.